Without any further ado, we're going to get to our first presentation. Welcome to Promising Tomorrow.
But 3,000 people with 150 disciplines, everything that you can do to create things like this, and fighting with your team. I mean, collectively working with your team to make certain effects work. We need to have this.
I'm not going to spend a lot of time on these slides because this is not what got built. But I just want to show you.
I want to spend a lot of time on these slides because that looks cool. There was a model of New Tomorrowland, and it said Astronomers Club.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
Something, not Club 33, but something
No.
kind of like Club 33.
But my favorite memory of that was watching Cal David go into George's laundry room with a big microphone between his washer and his dryer, singing, you know, "Gravity, you got a hold on me, yes you do," and just looking through the window of the laundry room at Cal David perched between the washing machine doing sunny clips.
To this day, I think he is still one of the most expressive animatronic figures Disney has ever done. It's just amazing. In the final version, he would be on a turntable, of course, so as he's moving, he can be turning as well.
Career-wise, you probably have to come to the realization that we all can't succeed every time.
See, I don't think it wasn't.
It was.
I don't think it was not successful. I think it was successful. You know, it was too scary, and I don't know. I'm sure it was to some people, but I would argue vehemently that it was a failure. I don't think it was a failure.
There's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow, just a dream away.
Yay! That was fun.
This is News Today with WDW News Today. I'm Eric Morton of WDWNT.com. Please like this video, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell to make sure that you never miss the latest from Disney theme parks around the world. Here now is the news for January 27th, 2025. You may have heard we have a live audience. Occasionally we do this. People want to see the museum while they're in town. Maybe see how we make the sausage around here. You can find out. You just go to events.wdwnt.com for instructions and dates that we're going to have a live audience here in the studio. Thanks to all of you that have come. We really appreciate it. And it's good to get to meet people and let people see the museum and things like that. Pretty cool. Also, before we get to the news, a quick reminder, we are selling pre-orders of this lovely intergalactic lounge singer on carouselofproducts.com. He's selling very fast. Go check him out. You may recognize me. He looks familiar to me anyway. We also have stuff from our Promising Tomorrow's event, like these little balls you might recognize from Space Mountain. We have magnets and stickers. Here we go. There's a little Skippy and a little event sticker. There's a lot of event artwork that people are very interested in buying. Things are flying off the shelves. So check them out, especially if you want to get this guy. These are pre-orders, so it will take a couple months to get them shipped out once we're ready, but we have already placed the orders. We already have the samples in hand, and he looks fantastic. So please, if you want to help support us, this is a great way to do it. All right, let's get to our first story of the day. There's a lot of refurbishment news and things like that. We'll just get started, though, with medallions. Who doesn't like medallions? Yes, a new year means new collectible medallions at Walt Disney World Resort. 2025 medallions are available at machines throughout the Walt Disney World theme parks, resort hotels, and at Disney Springs. Medallions are $6 each, or you can get all four of that a machine has. You know, they'll have four at a time. You get the set of four for $20. If you use a credit card, that can only be used for a set of four. Obviously, you can't possibly use a credit card for a $6 transaction. What are you, crazy? Otherwise, you're going to have to use cash if you want to buy just one. No change is given. That's too complicated in 2025. So the machines will accept $1, $5, $10, and $20 bills. We have the full list. These things are all over property of the different medallions. You can find that list. We have an article on our website giving you the locations for all of these medallion machines, so please check them out. After nearly a year of being missing from the attraction, the missing African elephant animatronic has returned to Magic Kingdom's Jungle Cruise. All right, everybody's very excited, right? After traveling through the ancient temple ruins, guests aboard their boat will enter an area filled with bathing elephants. Elephant animatronics are situated on either side of the boat, including one that nearly sprays guests with water. However, the missing elephant was actually one of the 2 elephants located prior to the temple ruins in the African river section, in between the trash camp scene and the lions with the, quote, napping zebra. You know that scene we're talking about. Guests passed by 2 animatronic African elephants standing on either side of the boat. At this point, the skipper usually makes a joke about being able to discern African elephants from Indian elephants because we're in Africa. The elephant that is supposed to be on the right side of the boat has been missing since at least November of 2023. As it was not present during our full POV ride video that we did back in 2023. Instead, only the left elephant was present, while the right was left empty. The second African elephant was still missing when the Jungle Cruise reopened from a 2-month refurbishment back in October. I almost ran out of breath there. However, the sound effect of a trumpeting elephant continued to play in the correct location, implying that the animatronic would return at some point. Well, now, the second elephant has made a triumphant return and is standing in the correct location on the right side of the river. The elephant looks nicely refreshed with a bright coat of paint and smoothly moving trunk. This is important to a lot of people. I didn't really realize that at first when I got into this. People really care about the animatronics and making sure that the ride experience is complete, so it's good to see this come back. A new plastic tumbler inspired by Walt Disney World's opening year of 1971 has arrived at the park. We found a new tumbler at the Emporium in Magic Kingdom. The tumbler is $29.99. The new tumbler is black plastic with a white handle and lid. The center of the tumbler has a large D from the retro Walt Disney World wordmark in the center. Beneath the D in the text, it says FLA 071, it's a reference, of course, to the abbreviation for Florida in the year 1971, which is when Walt Disney World officially opened. A small Cinderella Castle icon is also in white on the bottom half. Flipping the tumbler around, the year 1971 is outlined, well, just the 71 part of that, is outlined in white along with another retro word mark. The bottom has FL for Florida. We've abbreviated Florida with FL and FLA, both on this now, in a small circle. Text between the year and the word mark paraphrases the quote found on the Magic Kingdom dedication plaque: "A park of joy and inspiration and new knowledge where the young at heart of all ages can laugh and play and learn together." The lid of the tumbler is made of plain white plastic there. The straw is black and comes with a rubber seal shaped like Mickey. The seal can be used to plug the hole on the top of the container if the straw is removed, making the tumbler easier to carry when traveling. Previously, a similar collection of black and neon green merchandise celebrating Disneyland's 1955 opening. That was spotted in downtown Disney, including a Spirit jersey and nearly identical plastic tumbler. A set of 2 sport jerseys themed to both Walt Disney World and Disneyland were also released online using this same style. The indoor playground at Dumbo the Flying Elephant and Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World Resort will now close in February for refurbishment rather than the previously scheduled January date. Earlier this month, we did report that the playground was set to close for refurbishment beginning January 27th and was expected to reopen in the spring of 2025. Disney has now stated on their official Walt Disney World website that the playground will not close until February 24th of 2025. The indoor children's playground in the Dumbo the Flying Elephant queue will close for refurbishment on February 24th, 2025, and expected to reopen spring of 2025. The attraction will remain open and available during this time. That's what it says on their website. During the playground's refurbishment, of course, Dumbo the Flying Elephant will remain open. It's just a playground that's going to be closed. In our last report, we noted the majority of planets and the rocket ship vehicles had been removed from Astro orbiters amid its months-long refurbishment. Additional pieces of the ride structure have now been removed. The top portion of the ride structure is now missing. This includes the antenna-like spire and centered yellow planet, which is typically caged in a metal structure. It's also missing. The spire has many loops from bottom to top, which light up various colors in the evenings at Magic Kingdom, along with other features on Astro Orbiter. For reference, the ride in its complete form and an image from our last update are shown on our website. Not much of the ride structure remains after these new removals, which are in addition to the previous takeaway of several metal framework pieces which house the planets. the planets themselves, mechanical arms, the ride vehicles themselves. The large white globes have also been removed from each of the 4 housings that branch off from the main ride mechanism. After nightfall, these globes glow colorfully, adding to the ambiance of Tomorrowland. In their place are smaller green-wrapped inner workings, which metal bar runs through. With the spire, colorful planets, ride vehicles, and much of the metal framework missing, we can get a better view of the hydraulics, I guess, if you're into that kind of thing. That's what lifts the spacecraft rocket vehicles as they blast off in orbit through the galaxy. As seen from the People Mover, we have photos. You can see construction equipment there, ladders, safety cones, along with cinder blocks and yellow scaffolding. Construction walls extend out into the walkway between the People Mover and Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin. However, the lunching pad dining location and seating area to the left of the wall is still operating during this time. A sign just outside the elevators for Astro Orbiter reads, "Attention pilots, all flights have been delayed while we service your spacecraft. We'll be blasting off again soon." Astro Orbiter closed for refurbishment January 13th and is set to reopen in the summer of 2025. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, Be Our Guest Vacations. Your dream vacation begins with Be Our Guest Vacations and their concierge team of expert vacation planners. You can head to www.nt.travel and their team will design your next magical vacation from Disney World and Disneyland to Disney Cruise Line to Adventures by Disney and more. They're also able to book those unforgettable VIP tours where you and your group can experience the ultimate park day. The best part, and we have an audience for this, the best part is that their concierge services are 100% free. That's right, they're free. So book today. Also today we have a testimonial from our friend Eric. No, it's not me, it's another Eric. I do know him. Very nice guy. Thank you very much, WWNT, for recommending Be Our Guest Vacations. While I've traveled to Walt Disney World 40 plus times over my life, I knew nothing about Disney Cruise Line prior to contacting Be Our Guest Vacations. Jamie from Be Our Guest Vacations has been absolutely amazing with every aspect of getting to know me and my personal likes before putting together my first and prior to going on my first DCL cruise, and also my second DCL cruise. I've sent Jamie multiple emails with tons of questions, and she has responded to all my emails, answering all of my questions so quickly. I was blown away. It blew my mind. I am planning on going through Be Our Guest Vacations for all of my future global Disney travel. The people at Be Our Guest Vacations are just as amazing as Disney cast members. Thank you for that testimonial, Eric. I agree. All right. During our latest visit to EPCOT, we noticed the biotechnology lab seen from Living with the Land ride vehicles has been blocked from guest view. During the second greenhouse section following the Aquacell area, guests normally have an opportunity to look inside a real biotechnology lab in the building. The lab has recently been colored bright pink due to some lights installed by the shelves. Inside, guests can see some of the many experiments scientists are running on the plants in the building. The type of experiment often changes depending on the time of year or what they're doing. Guests can sometimes spot special hidden Mickeys placed in the windows by cast members. The cast members, of course, work with people from the U.S. Department of Agriculture on various experiments in there. However, during our most recent ride through, the window looking into the lab has now been blocked by a black scrim. What are they working on there? I don't know. 2 white panels have been placed in front, along with some potted plants and a green land pavilion icon. The sign for the lab is still visible on the right of the window. We currently have no information on why that lab is being blocked from our view or when maybe we'll be able to see it again. Maybe secret government experiments. I hope so. A new Minnie ear headband themed to constellations and a starry night sky has arrived at Walt Disney World. We found the new ears at Celebrity 5 and Dime in Disney's Hollywood Studios. Constellation Minnie ear headbands are $34.99, and that's the newest Minnie ear headband. It's navy blue and silver. The ears have a glittery silver base with a pleather shape of a blue moon and on one side and stars on the other, similar to the Sorcerer's hat, I guess. The bow in the center of the headband is navy blue velvet. The bow includes small silver stars with dotted lines connecting them like constellations. The band is covered in the same silver sparkles as the ears. The retro Walt Disney World word mark is printed in blue along the right side of the band. The inner part of the band is lined with more blue velvet. The back side of the ears are plain silver with no design at all, it's just plain. The silver ears are still covered in glitter on both sides. It's good because when you touch them, you get to have glitter on your face if you're like me the rest of the day because you rub your cheek and then everybody wonders where you've been the night before. Other recent mini ear headbands at Walt Disney World have included new Haunted Mansion bride ears and a 2025 Valentine's Day Dooney and Burke ear headband. Keep your eyes out, lots of those showing up every day. We found new Walt Disney World 4 Parks collection merchandise at Riverside Depot and Animal Kingdom, including adult Crocs and toothpick holders. For those that don't know, when they call it a toothpick holder, it's really a shot glass. That's our little fun fact if you didn't know, I don't know. 4 Parks adult Crocs are $64.99. These light blue Crocs feature icons and attractions from all 4 parks, including Space Mountain, Spaceship Earth, Rock and Roller Coaster, Tree of Life, Cinderella Castle, the Partner Statue, the Monorail, and more. The strap features, if you want to go into sport mode, I'm told it's called sport mode if you pull the straps up there. The strap features the Walt Disney World ear globe logo, and the side of the shoe includes a raised Walt Disney World tag, both in blue on a cream background. The back of the strap is a shout out to the Disney Skyliner with gondolas in purple, blue, orange, and green. Next up is the shot glasses, the toothpick holders, $34.99. They are a set of 4, a pink glass with a Tree of Life, a blue glass with a Tower of Terror, a yellow glass with Cinderella Castle, and a green glass with Spaceship Earth. Each glass also has a Walt Disney World logo on the back. Disney calls these toothpick holders, as we talked about, it's part of company policy. There's also a 4 Parks fan with Skyliner charms. It's $16.99. The fan features the icons for the 4 theme parks on an off-white background. From left to right, Spaceship Earth in purple, Cinderella Castle in blue, Tower of Terror in orange, and Tree of Life in green and brown. In the center, surrounded by a series of colorful fireworks. Walt Disney World logo is printed in black. 4 Disney Skyliner gondola charms are there in green, yellow, purple, and blue. They dangle from the bottom of the fan on a silver charm. Next up, we have a retractable luggage tag. That's $16.99. Retractable luggage tag features the 4 park icons from top to bottom, the Tree of Life on a blue background, Tower of Terror on a green background, Spaceship Earth on a yellow background, and Cinderella Castle on a purple background. A small Walt Disney World logo is printed on the purple background. The back of the tag has a slot with a transparent cover, where I guess you put your identifying information in there. The hook may be placed on luggage or other items and secured with a clip. With a Walt Disney World logo printed on white and a black background. All right, now let's go across the country over to Disneyland. The Disneyland Resort announced the reopening dates for the Disneyland Railroad and Monorail. Both classic transportation attractions will reopen on March 7th, 2025, according to the calendar on their respective web pages. Both Disneyland Railroad and Monorail have been closed since earlier this month. The Disneyland Railroad's closure is the second of 4 3-month refurbishments, each focusing on different sections of track. The Monorail is undergoing routine maintenance. Last year, Disney began letting guests ride in the back of the Monorail again. So we love the Monorail. Glad to see it's going to be opening again. The Disneyland attraction, It's a Small World, is now closed for a long refurbishment and is not expected to open until sometime in the spring of 2025. New walls have been erected around the entire It's a Small World building facade as the attraction is now closed for what is anticipated to be a lengthy refurbishment. No exact reopening date for It's a Small World has been announced, but it's expected to return, like we said, sometime in the spring. The walls blocking the attraction are gray with blue stripes. Ornate lanterns have been attached to several of the walls in order to provide additional light at night. Small signs featuring the official word mark and art from the attraction are posted several of the walls. The signs say, "Our musical voyage resumes this spring." It's a Small World, already closed for a lengthy refurbishment from September to November of 2024. It's been closed a lot lately, if you've been paying attention. During that time, the ride was repaired, and the seasonal It's a Small World holiday overlay was added, of course. It's normal for It's a Small World to close for a short period at the beginning of January as the holiday overlay is removed. However, the closure was pushed back this year to wait until the seasonal Haunted Mansion holiday overlay was removed. I guess, don't have too many things closed at once from the Haunted Mansion. Let them resume their regular operations. This closure is also much longer than a standard closure for removing the overlay. So it's expected that additional repairs might be happening. I guess we'll see. We'll keep our eye on that one for you. For the absolute latest on these stories and all those that did not make it on today's show, be sure to check WDWNT.com and follow us on all of your favorite social media platforms. You can support the entire team behind this show and others by joining the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. Get access to exclusive content, discounted show and event tickets, and more. A special shout out to all the WIGS members watching who help make this show happen each and every week. For the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, this is Eric Morton saying, enjoy the rest of your today and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.